I thank you so much, because some of the people today have been working on the solo that they're going to play for you, sometimes for as much as a year, looking forward to this event, and they're really excited to play there. So to have, to have all of you here to celebrate that is very special for them. Others meant to prepare a solo and emailed me and said, I'm sorry, I'm just not ready, I didn't have time. Understandably, I scheduled this to be at a big event. I didn't really think through the fact that at a big event, everyone's extremely busy. So in some ways, this is the worst time to try and do something. So some people are totally ill-prepared, and I've told them to come anyway. At the battles, normally, everyone has prepared their solo in advance, and they come ready to play it, and they just jump up and they do their solo, and that's it. And there's not really that much improvisation. Everyone comes prepared. But today I want to try something a little bit different. We have about 10 maybe, or 8 or so players who have prepared. They've come with something ready to show you. Normally we might have something like 20 or 30 participants, and that takes about an hour and a half, which means we have some extra time today in terms of, if we just went through our 10 people, we'd be done in about 15-20 minutes. So I want to make this a little bit more broad and let you guys come up and try something, even though I know a lot of you guys obviously have not done any preparation at all. You don't even know about this stuff. So we're going to do this kind of like teaching as we go. There are 6 structures around which you can design your solo. And they're named after the freeways of Los Angeles. There's the 5, the 10, the 101, the 110, the 134, and the 405. Each of them has a different theme. So some of the structures are really slow, some are really fast. Some have an interesting, complicated bass beat, some are just straight ahead bone taiko. All of these structures you can participate as a soloist or in doubles format. So you can pair up with a person and you can come in and a pair of you do a solo, and then the next pair comes in. Make sense? Normally in the battle, we just bang out these solos. One soloist comes up, they call out the structure they're going to play, they do their solo, the next person switches in, they do their solo, and then we vote on who wins. Does that make sense? Now the winning and losing is actually not an important part of this. But this task of coming up and standing on a drum and playing all by yourself, doing a solo, is a high bar. It's terrifying, to be honest. I'm nervous. It's horrible, but it's also wonderful in terms of growth. As a player, coming up and playing a solo that you have created all on your own, right here, that is the highest bar that we have. And so we're encouraging people to use this as an opportunity to grow, which is why we generally have people prepare in advance, because that's how you grow the most. Our next battle, just so you know, I'll say it now, is likely going to be at the NATC in Las Vegas next year, 2015, in July. Exactly. So now you have no excuse not to begin preparing.
It's in June.
In June, sorry, thank you. I would have missed it. We're going to go through each of the structures today, and we're going to give people an opportunity to try at least some aspect of the structures. It takes a while to learn all of the structures all the way through, and at the Institute we teach this over the course of 12 weeks. We only have 90 minutes today, so we're just going to bang out some aspects of each one. But we're going to start with what we call the 5, which is all about playing fast. We're going to use this as an example of, we're going to use this to explain the whole structure concept. Does this make sense? Okay, let's make sure that everybody is comfortable. Those of you that want to sit, yeah? Move around right now, make yourselves comfortable. This is all the space we need. There is a chance we'll get close to you, but I promise we won't kill you. We might play here, yeah, but that's as far as we need. So anyway, make yourselves comfortable. Hold it back just a little bit. Okay, are we good to go?
Yeah.
Is everybody okay? Yep. Okay, so let's teach the 5 then, yeah? Are you guys okay for rock solos? Okay. Okay. Will you be our G keeper? And you'll be solo D? Okay. So here's how this works. We're going to use the 5 as an example. Has anyone prepared a 5 solo for today?
Yeah.
Ken, that's right. Ken has a 5 solo. Great. Okay, I assumed no one had it, so this is going to be our example structure. You're going to be able to see the real deal. Let me talk you through how this works. The first soloist, soloist A, comes up and they play and call out the structure. Go bonds! For every structure, there is an answer that the audience, the observers, respond with. And with Goban, it's Sasoku Kasoku. So if I do Goban! Sasoku Kasoku! That is delightful. Good. And then the solo begins. The 5 is high speed. It's fast. And we play through our solo. Yeah? Can I, let's see, I'll demonstrate a little bit.
Yeah.
Sharon, would you help me out for a sec?
Yeah, Sharon.
So Sharon is going to be soloist B. So, Goban! Oh, that's me. Blah, blah, blah. I play for a certain length of time. We call these M's. I play for 32 M's or 32 bars, blah, 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 and then I play the cue, and soloist B is going to switch in. Here's the cue, and. Sharon switches in, and now she does her solo. Go, 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 blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I'll say my routine.
Now I'm soloist B. We come to the end, and I play the cue again. Anytime you hear a roll, I need everyone to stand up and get in the ready position. Are you ready? Here's the cue. We are now into something we call shobu. Shobu means to vote or to decide. Shobu is when we vote for who wins. The soloist that is standing is in position, and this other soloist is squatting down. If I have won the solo, if you think my solo was more interesting, you stand up at the end of this shobu ceremony. If you think that Sharon's solo, which was much better, if you think that Sharon's solo is better, you squat down to vote for her. Does this make sense?
June, behind you. June.
Just so everybody knows, he cannot squat down.
You always get a vote for me if I'm
Thank you.
Any questions about the basic way this works?
Just drop.
Okay. We're going to be stumbling through each of the structures today. We have one soloist today who has prepared for the 5. When we have an odd number of soloists, we don't have a partner for one of the soloists. We use what we call the gorilla. The gorilla is the person that just comes in and plays something, you know, they always lose. The gorilla always loses. You just come in and play something to give the other person a chance to play. Yeah, so that's what we'll do right now. I guess I'll be your gorilla, Ken. And then we get to see Ken's solo. Are you good?
Sure.
And
So, the symbol?
yes. Do you want to go first or second? Does it matter? Second's okay? At the second, when we switch in, cha 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 cha, they switch to half speed. Is that okay?
They speed up.
Yes, and they'll just kind of follow you. Good?
You're gonna play third.
Here we go. Goban! Sasoku Kasoku! Okay, we are now on to the next structure. No one else needs to do a 5 solo, right? We're now on to the next structure, which is called 10.
Margaret's not here yet.
Oh, okay, we'll make sure that we have her in at some point.
The 10, she's a junior. I don't know.
Right. We're going to move the 10 until later. Next up is the 101. This is one of the most tricky structures because the 101 is one of the most tricky free weights. The 101 base beat is your standard, what do we call this? Matsuri Taiko base beat. Ten teke ten, ken ten teke ten, ken ten teke ten, with an extra 16th note in the middle. It sounds like this. That's the base beat for the 101. It's actually a series of different amounts of what we call glitches in the middle of the bass beat. Yeah? We're going to show you one of the 4, and I want people to come up and try this. It's actually kind of fun. We haven't succeeded, but my idea was, what would happen if you had one extra 16th note to do an extra little movement? All of our Bon Taiko movements are defined by how much time you have. What if you had just a little bit extra time? Could you do a little something extra? So, the most straightforward glitch jiuchi, as we call it, goes dun da da da, 1 2 3 dun da da, and then a normal one dun da da da, and then 1 2 3 dun da 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 da. And in that time, I think it's possible to do a little something something. Yeah. The solo begins with what we call glitch follows soloist. So we do dun da da da, wait. And the soloist does something, 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 and then when they hit, we come back. Yeah? I want to try this with you guys. Okay? I need, what do we think, 4 volunteers to come up and try this. And the least confident you are, the better.
Good job. We're also accepting nominations.
Any of the gray shirts?
Okay, so come on up. I need a couple people. Whomever, it doesn't matter. Come on up.
Brandon.
Here's the way it's going to work. Thank you, Jeff, there in the back.
Brandon!
Thank you.
Brandon, you're not staying in our house.
I've got it. Yes, thank you very much, Harley. Okay, so here's the way this works. Just so you guys know, the beat is dun 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 dun, wait, and then we start again. Dun 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 dun, wait, dun 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 dun. What this means is if you play M1, wait, dun. Does that make sense? What I want us to try is we're going to cycle through, and you can do anything you want in that wait period. And the rock solids, that's our duty crew, the rock solids are going to follow you. Yeah? I will do it one time through. I'll do 4 patterns so you can see how it's going to work. And then, Kris, you can switch in. We'll just go all through everybody. You guys ready? Here we go. Good, almost. So here's how it goes. Don, don, wait, and then the don is what we're waiting for. Does that make sense? Try again. Hello.
Yeah!
And then do it again. Oh, Kris, you're awesome.
Set!
Nice. Wait. Perfect. Yes. Does this make sense? Okay, so let me start. I'll just stumble through, those of you that are taking video, we'll stumble through an example solo from the 101. It starts with the glitch follows soloist that you just saw, and then we get into what we call the ABBC structure, which is a little bit more complicated. Anyway, this is unprepared, but I'll just show you the way a structure might go. Are you guys good?
Yeah.
Okay. The kakei, the response at the beginning. 101 is midareuchi. Yeah, midareuchi. Midareru means to kind of fall apart. It means like rough and tumble. That's what this is all about. 101. Midareuchi. Adventurous soloists. So in 2015, at the next battle, hopefully some of you will do a 101 solo.
Yeah, Brandon.
Any questions, comments about the 101? Okay, we're moving on. We should continue to skip the 10.
No, Margaret's first.
Next up, no. Next up is the 10. We do have soloists that have prepared for the 10 solo, and this requires some interaction from the audience. You guys are the jiuchi in the 10. The 10 is one of the slowest freeways in Los Angeles, so this is a very slow solo. The bass speed is simply 1, 2, 3. Cha 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 cha. Do. Do. Cha cha. That goes on the whole time. That's all it is. But the hard thing is to not speed up. Now, as Taiko players, we have a good audience for this. But sometimes by the end of the solo, we're rocking out, and the poor soloists can't do their solo. You want to keep it nice and steady, and your job is to watch the rock solids. They're going to guide you through. Yeah? Okay. We have the distinct pleasure of having, are you guys solo or double? Oh, perfect. So we're all set. Are you guys good to do it then? Does anyone else have a 10 solo prepared? Anyone else? Okay, so we'll do Gorilla versus Seafong, and then we'll have Margaret and Wendy. All right, here we go. Oh!
What did we say before?
Thank you. The kakei, the vocal response is Juban, Ju-tai, which means traffic jam. Ju-tai. Does this make sense? And it's done at tempo. Juban, Ju-tai. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll be the gorilla. Everybody, this is the great Seafong. Juban! Ju-tai!
Dramatic pause.
Or you can just roll.
Bring out the big guns.
the 10, and the 101. The next up is just going in order of our numbers is the 110.
Yeah.
The 110 is the hip hop freeway. So this has a really funky bass beat. It has 16 M's in length, and the bass beat sort of grows to the end. I don't know if you can actually hit that with your hand. Does it make an okay sound, or do you want to hit it with a button? I don't want to hit you. Yeah, try a button. Yeah. Okay. At the Institute, we get to use the huge ojime drum, which sounds absolutely fantastic. It's got this huge thump and bass beat.
Oh yeah, there's just.
Yeah, we have a little small drum, but this also sounds good. This is the hip hop bass beat. Does anyone want to try a whole solo? Our early volunteers had the easy job. It gets harder and harder. So next group, I need someone to come up and try one of these structures with me. A brave volunteer. This is your chance to get it out of the way. Someone that's not going to do a 110 solo. Someone that is terrified. Not someone. You guys have a solo already, no? Yeah. We can do that. Chris, son. Yeah? Mark, thank you very much. Totally unprepared. Mark is going to jump into this. I want you to see the structure of the 110 because this is one of the easy ones to jump into. Those of you that would like to participate in 2015, consider the 110. Yeah, it's very satisfying. It's really funky. It's awesome. We're going to do this. I'm going to be soloist A. I'm not funky. You are too.
Hey Mark, how much sleep did you get last night?
Sleep? So I'll be soloist A, Mark will be soloist B, and then we'll keep going. We have how many people that have prepared a 110 solo? Of these, we have 2 fine gentlemen from the UK who have prepared a 110 doubles solo. When we get to that place, I need 2 volunteers to come up and be our gorillas. Your job is to lose.
Can I do that one?
No, your job is to win. We need 2 people to jump up, and I'm going to go out and pick someone if we have to. We need 2 people to be their gorillas. You ready? Great. Okay, here we go. This is the 110. The kakei is simply aww. Ready? Okay, with this, follow kind of this part, but also just whatever you want. We have Patrick Graham on. You're gonna be solo speech. Okay. I'll play the cue and I'll give 16 like phrases. Okay. You'll hear it. Yeah. And I'll kick you out when we're done.
All right, good.
Here we go. 110.